Well, there are busy days and there are Tuesdays. Today is turning out to be an excessively busy day for me in particular. Got up this morning, I told everybody I wanted to train 15 horses. 16 counting Blanton's Blue in the race bike. 15 babies in Blanton's Blue. I was optimistic I could get it done, and I got it done, but it was 30 degrees out. And I'm going to tell you one thing, it felt like I went 5 rounds with Mike Tyson by the time I was done training all those horses. A decent day of training. The only reason I say a decent was like we had a lot of horses that were getting close to going in 2.8, 2.10. So this was their first fast mile. It wasn't like we went the other day where everybody just wowed me. Every horse that sat the bike behind was just amazing. They were all good today. There was no real concerns. There were some notes made on a number of horses today, either shoeing changes, equipment changes, things we have to do a better job of. And I had been addressing those the last few days with our caretakers. A little bit vocal in the barn. I just want, we spent all winter putting all the work into the horses, but there's so much more that has to go into everything right now. And as I said to all our caretakers, we are being watched, right? Everybody gets watched. You always have people in the industry that have their prying eyes on you, and you get judged. So I need everybody to understand the big picture of the stable, the macro and the micro, and understand how important it is that everything goes properly. Our industry is a great industry, but it's not without its jealousy. And quite frankly, every single year, there are people out there that are just waiting for us to fail. And luckily, every single year we let them down. So I want to make sure that we are off on the right foot every time we get closer to qualifying and stake racing. There's a lot of time between now and the first stake races for every horse. 5 weeks to the next generation, right? 6 weeks to the first stake races in Pennsylvania. 4 weeks to New Jersey and Kentucky. So we're well on track to get everything done we want to get done. But it'll take a collaborative effort from everyone. So I wanted a little speech yesterday for our caretakers and again today, and I want to make sure that everybody understands how important it is, and everybody steps up and everybody does their job as well as they can. And we got a great staff, great group of people, but every so often there has to be a speech from the captain of the boat, so to speak. And as I was very blunt, very direct with everybody. I want everybody to know, whether clients listening to this or our caretakers that watch these sometimes, that I do appreciate the hard work they put in, and they are and continue to do a very good job for us at the stable. So today was one of those days. It was going to be difficult. I had 15 to go in the race bike, and every other horse was training today a mile and a half. Now we've just gone to singles the last couple of weeks because I wanted to make sure it's the easiest way for us. If you can train a 2-year-old by itself in a professional manner, mentally they're already there. And if they can't, then we'll also know what needs to be done with those horses, right? I trained, perfect example, Arrowhead Hanover today. Trained him in 2.6. He was very, very good, but still looking to coast out in the turn. Just a mentally immature horse. That doesn't mean that he can't be a very effective horse on the track. So Amy had asked me, she goes, well, I put the hobbles on him yesterday and scooted him just a quarter of a mile, just to let him know it's coming. You're going to have some work ahead of you. I wanted to make sure that he could wear the hobbles. First time he ever had them on. I trained him today with them on, and he did very well, but you can still feel the little hesitations. He's not out there with a group of horses, he's out there by himself, which isn't necessarily, that's a lot to ask. A lot to ask the 2-year-olds to go out and train by themselves and act like you were training with a group of horses. It's a lot to ask a young horse. And Arrowhead Hanover didn't fail. We didn't have any failures today, not one. But needs a little more spit and polish, and he's going to get it over the next few weeks. So I'll start with the 3-year-old. We talked about Arrowhead, trained good, very good mile from him. I'm very happy with what I saw, and I can see huge rooms for improvement with this horse, which we'll continue to work on over the next 4 weeks. 5 weeks actually. So we'll start with Blanton's Blue, the 3-year-old. He is much better now. And it's funny because I had very, very good emails back and forth with a number of clients that were concerned when we had him in a condition claimer. And you're going to see a much improved Blanton's Blue, and I want everybody to understand why. The reason you're going to see an improved Blanton's Blue is because we were racing him where he could do, where he was effective, where he was a competitor, a true competitor in those classes. If we had just gone ahead and raced him in the condition races over his head, he would have got his face smashed in, he would have been down in the dumps, and he would not, absolutely would not have been as effective as he looked like today. You can never train Blanton's Blue as good as he trained today by himself. I just talked about Arrowhead Hanover, same rookie Bush League stuff these guys would get up to, the 2-year-old, Blanton's Blue. Ian Blanton's Blue had a little chip on his shoulder too all the time. So it's not like you just growl at him and rough him up a little bit and he'd pace or trot forward. He wouldn't do his work, or he'd make a break. Different animal now. The horse I trained today, he's dialed in and ready to go. I trained him in 2 minutes last half in 58.3 by himself, and the best I've ever seen him was this morning. I was really, really impressed with Blanton's Blue today. So excited to see what he is going to do next Monday. Now, I finally had called around and got shipping confirmed. He's going to get picked up tonight and shipped to Jared Bothwell at Tioga Downs. That will be his base of operations for now. Jared, as I said, great guy, great horseman, and he has moved into Tioga for the season. So he's going to get Really Don't Care and Blanton's Blue. They're both going to race at Vernon Downs next Monday. I've already spoke to Mark, my brother, and he's going to drive them. So I don't have to worry about the hobbles or anything else because Mark knows. And quite frankly, Blanton's Blue doesn't need them as tight as he did last year. Much smarter, much more dedicated to his craft, as they say, his work. And I was really impressed with what I saw from him today. So he's going to head out tonight. He'll be in Tioga tomorrow morning, where he'll stay, probably train a slow mile on Friday, and be ready to rock for Monday's Excelsior race at Vernon Downs. I know a couple of our clients said, Anthony, he said he's improving. Can we get him in the Sire Stakes? Just hold your horses, literally. We didn't get to this point by racing him over his head, and we're going to stay at this point by not racing him over his head. He's going to race in the Excelsior, and then we're going to see how he does. Now for the babies. Big day of training today. Very impressed with a lot of horses. In fact, I'll give you a couple of highlights right off the hop. Rosetta had missed 10 days of being sick, so I was impressed. She won a mile on 2.7 today. Was very, very good. Happy with her. Southwind Idax is starting to shake free of that rigid exterior he's shown all year and that laziness. Put a couple of marks on his jack today and still trotted a mile on 2.5 and 4. I was really impressed with Southwind Idax. I thought that he would almost be leaning towards getting an F training by himself. I just thought he'd be lazy and I'd have to work on him. Wasn't the case. He trained very well today. I had to leave. I just did not have an extra 10 minutes before I had to leave to come over here. So Jason went with the Priest. As I was pulling out, he was coming off the track. He said 2.6 and 3 last half and 1:02. He was very good. And I had to put a shoe on him behind. So, due to be shod, train good. His head is squared on straight now. So the Priest has come forward in a big way. Bluebird Tuxedo Hill was good this morning. 2.6 and 4 last half and 1:02. I was happy with him. Again, this was the preliminary, the first time a lot of these horses went in the race bike and trained really hard. So I was happy with what I saw maturity-wise. Cadeau was going a huge mile. He was going to go a mile and 2.5 today. He made a break in the last turn. He was still a little bumpy. I saw exactly what he was doing. But huge improvements with his mechanics and his gait and his confidence. I'm not really that worried about what he did today. We'll go back next Tuesday with him, and I think probably see a much different Cadeau for sure. Freedom Hill was great. Got shod yesterday. He chopped a lot of toe off her. We didn't get a chance to put the toe weights back on her, so we just added a set of bell boots. I didn't know how she'd be. Should have known better. She was awesome. 2.7 last half and 1:01 and 4. She was exceptionally good. Horse that actually looked good today. I think we have a couple of trotting colts that are just going to get a little bit better every week. He's a great guy. 2:10 today. He was good. Cadeau had made the break and still went a mile in 2:10. He was going to go a mile in 2:5, easy. LT Troubadour is another one, 2:7. Last week he went 2:10. Today he went 2:7. Next Tuesday he'll go 2:5. I know he will. He was good also. I was very, very happy with him. Now, the star of the show for the most part, Manhattan Money. This colt looks like he's got a lot going on. He's got a very, very bright future, I think. Really happy with what I saw from Manhattan Money today. I think this is going to be a very, very good colt for us. A little shocked. Had I known this speech was coming, you might not have been able to get all the 70 shares out of me in March. Man, he is a good-looking colt. I jumped over a couple here. Freedom Hill, he's a great guy. Now, High Hopes, man, such a weird filly. So, put the weight on her today. I put an extra set of bell boots on her. Went out and trained her. She run. Changed her hobbles, trained her down, or scored her down. She run. She's got me right on the point of boiling over. Now, this is about my 11th trainer in the race bike in the heat, and it's hot. I'm just about to boil over, and I said, you know what? Take the knee boots off her, take the hobbles off her. She's had hobbles on since December. Take the hobbles off her. Trained her in 2:9 and 1, last half in 1:03. No hobbles on, no knee boots on, no nothing. She was very good. Oh, she aggravates me sometimes. Running into the turns a bit, a little out of gear, but all business and did her work. I'm intrigued. I want to see how she does next Tuesday. She was very strong today. Very, very strong today. For a horse that hasn't been free-legged in months. It was impressive. It was an impressive mile. I Don't Play Nice, our fastest trainer of the year so far, 2:4 and 4. Last half in 1:01 and 3. He was good. Really good. Now, this is second week going quick. We'll go back again next Tuesday. Probably back him up to 2:5, 2:6, maybe even 2:7. And then we'll qualify him on the Tuesday. He's there. He's ready to go. I was surprised he was that good with the flip-flops on. I do plan on getting those off in the near future. Manhattan Money was great. Another huge improvement. Mountaineer Prince. I don't know how good the 2-year-old trotting colts are going to be. I know Donnie has a couple. I know Lauren owns one with him. I know a couple other people that bought some. I trained him today. 2:5 and 3, last half in 1:1. His first stake race is June 19, and I would be shocked if he couldn't win it right now. That's a stupid thing to say, I guess, because I don't know how good everybody else's horses are going to be. I believe Lauren told me June 19th was the first fair. Maybe that was Sunset Acres Girl, but definitely the first race for Mountaineer Prince is within the next 4 weeks, and he will easily qualify very, very good on Tuesday. Next Tuesday, I'm sure of that, on the 2nd. He looked good. Now, He'll Know, very immature filly, not mentally. Mentally, she is dialed right in. Physically, she made a lot of breaks. We had to keep her on EPM medication. She was just not perfect. Knees bothered her a bit. I scored her down. She made a break. Hobbles were a little too tight, actually. Come around again, scored her down. She made a break. Thought maybe her knees were bugging her a little bit. So I loosened her hobbles up, and I went around again. I said, third time's the charm, girl. She seemed a little more thought out and better. Went a mile in 2:8. Last half in 1:01 and 4. Very, very good. So the next, I want to jog her myself tomorrow. I want to see her go tomorrow to see how she is. But she went her mile very well. Very impressive looking filly. But the break starting out, did she just need to thaw out a little bit more? Or her knees bothering her? Or was it just the equipment, or the hobbles were a little too tight? I'm not sure. Might have been a combination of all of those. But she was very good when I finally got her going. Never Lose Felix made a break today. I'm really getting frustrated with Felix. I know he's just going through a growth spurt. He's gigantic now. But, man, it just seems like whenever he gets close to tipping over, he just pushes the red button all the time. Game over, game over, game over. And it's annoying. I know there's some stuff bothering him. His knees for sure bother him. His stifles bother him a bit. There's a lot of things that need to be improved on Never Lose Felix for him to get there, but I believe he will get there. But I would try my hardest to lean towards the very best version of him. So how do we get to that version? he's a bit of a tricky bugger. There doesn't seem to be any acute lameness or obvious soreness for him. I know his knees bother him. I just outlined exactly what his flashpoints were, so to speak, and we'll continue to work on them. But a break for him this morning. Rosetta, as I said, was great. Southwind Idex was great, and the Priest was very good also. A very good mile from him. Now Friday slated to go will be Aunt Lily. Blue Ventura will go again. Dancing in My Socks will go Friday for the first time a fast mile, so we'll probably go around 2:06 with him. We'll also have Dancing by Myself. I don't know if he'd be ready to go a fast mile. He's really trying his hardest, really struggling to get through that last hurdle, right, which is just speed and interference. He'll get there. I'm sure he will, but I can't tell you when that will be. Fire and Shine will go. Grand Slam Dio, Green Glitter, Jimboree, who trained good today, will go back on Friday. Rose Run Alexander, Rose Run AJ, and Wander Hill. Those are the... And where's our girl? She trained today. She just trained in 30. Foxy Seaside will also go back on Friday. So we'll have, as of right now, we still have the 29 slated to go on our qualifying open house. Our open house will be June the 2nd. As of right now, Scott Zeron will be there. I'll be there. Hunter Myers will be there. Chris Limbs, I believe, is also coming. Now Ronnie Wren and Aaron Merriman have said they'll come. If they'll cement that in, if they'll lock that in, great. If not, I'm going to ask Brett to come up and come with some of the horses too. Brett Miller. It should be a lot of fun. A lot of fun at the barn on June the 2nd. And a lot of fun with the baby. So a good day at the barn today. For the most part, we're starting to get a very, very clear picture of how the summer will look. And I'm pretty happy with everything I've seen thus far. So with that, I'm going to let you go. I'm almost in the meadows. I'm going to drop our boys off, sweep out the trailer, and head right back to Northfield Park. We have I have Jason's horse in the second. We have Greatest Ending tonight also racing. We also have our boy Born to Dance later on in the evening. So I got a full card tonight. I know I'm in race 2. Our own start in race 4. And I end the night in race 14 with Born to Dance. So it's going to be a long Tuesday. It's long from over yet. But you know what? Very productive day at the barn. And I am very happy with what I saw so far. So with that, I'll let you go. I hope you guys are having a wonderful sunny day also. Can't complain about the weather. It is a great day in both states thus far for me. Take care.